Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Let's go up to our heavyweights. You know what I mean? But before we even go there, bam, right? Had to play it, right? WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder. He said he expects the critics to make excuses when, not if, when he beats Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz. And it's just music to my ears. I love when I hear that he's not oblivious to what's going on around him. And, and that he's really soaking it in. I did a video last week called Deontay Wilder Needs to Embrace the Hate. Because people are there will never be an opponent while he's fighting that they would say, well, he's the goods. It's just not going to happen. If it didn't happen enough. If you haven't noticed what he's done, or took the time to check his backstory and how he's gotten to where he's gotten, and the people he's fought and tried to fight up until now, all these people surrounded by people that are doping, and people are still considering him not to be anything. And matter of fact, his record could actually be like, 32-3. Say he's been knocked out once, he's been outpointed twice, maybe with one draw or something. And we could still be saying, oh, but he's the heavyweight champion. He's the WBC heavyweight champion, by the way. No, but he's got the nerve to be 39-0 with 38 knockouts. And we're acting like all that is coincidental. And all those were lucky punches. And all those fighters were not grown to over 200-pound men. We act like he went into a middle school somewhere and just beat up on some children. Right? That's what we just keep acting like. That every fighter that fought the fighters that he fought would be where he is. And dramatically, as he's done it. So, if you think that somebody going to start liking you after all that, it ain't happening. So, embrace the hate. And it's good when he says stuff like that. He knows now that Louis the Real King of Kong Ortiz, when he tried to fight on November the 4th, Louis didn't pass a doping test. Deontay Wilder asked the WBC, could he fight him anyway? They told him no, because it's dangerous. He was on dope. We're not going to do that. So after they got it all sorted out, Deontay Wilder wants to fight the boogeyman of the division again, because he wants someone on his resume. And he's not being commended for that. Now the only way to disparage him is to say, well, we can't really do nothing because he's fighting a dude we told you we were scared of a few months ago. So now he's not scared of him. So what do we do now? Oh, let's disparage that guy. And don't realize that that's all the heavyweight. If Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz is nothing, then you don't have no more names left. You don't have no more names. You just leave your comment, hey, he's a bum. And then we don't want to mention who isn't. Then I keep asking that. Y'all know what time it is when I'm talking. But it's just the way people are when it's sour grapes. Sour grapes runs all through boxing. Fighters all of a sudden, when they're evasive, and box and beating people up, then all of a sudden the one that can't catch up says, he's running now. A la David Lemieux against Billy Joe Saunders. He's running. Canelo Alvarez don't want to fight Billy Joe Saunders no more because he's a runner. Did the same thing himself against Gennady Golovkin. But it's just sour grapes. That's an example of it. I'll give you another example. We have the nerve to call the Klitschko reign boring. Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko. We call that reign boring. And that is about the epitome of sour grapes. How on earth can two guys, I've said this before, two guys in one family rule the heavyweight division, all of the belts, and we got the nerve to call that boring because nobody could beat them. Oh, their style was boring. Well, unboring their style. All you got to do is beat them up. That's all you got to do. But if one of these beat up 6'6", and the other one 6'7", with skills and power, right? That was what was going on, and that's not boring. They were in the same family. And that just reminds me of them Charlo brothers down there that we ignored from Texas. Two twins, both champions in the same division as Canelo Alvarez was, right? From Texas. And he didn't have to fight him. In Texas, where he's famous, super famous. Sour grapes is something. Well, they must really taste sour. Because, the Klitschko reign, boring, that we say it all the time, especially Americans. We'd say it in a heartbeat. Because we didn't have nobody that could beat them. Our heavyweights come in there fat. A lot of heavyweights get all fat between fights. The Klitschko's didn't, and neither does Deontay Wilder. By the way, you don't see them pictures of him drunk, fat somewhere, do you? Always ready to fight. Always ready to fight. Sour grapes. And in order to not act like we liked Muhammad Ali while he was doing what he was doing in them 60s. Big Mouth brother in the 60s, you going to really be naive enough to believe that somebody liked that? Nobody was liking that. He was just handling his business. If they liked it, they wouldn't have did that stuff with him in Vietnam. They liked it. Right? That was an opportunity to get him. They liked it afterwards when he couldn't move no more. Right? When he's looked a little feeble. And couldn't fight no more. Then we start acting like, okay, Muhammad Ali, remember what he did. Right? Same thing with Lennox Lewis, my favorite heavyweight of all time. Right? Lennox Lewis. He was out there fighting the whole time. People not wanting to fight him. Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson, all these names. And you know what? When people mention good heavyweights, sometimes they say Mike Tyson before Lennox Lewis, which I think is blasphemous. They'll say Holyfield before Lennox Lewis. That's not as blasphemous, but Lennox Lewis is the best of all of them. Then you would say Holyfield, then you would say Tyson. But just because Tyson had this good little few-month prime, right, he's in front of most of those guys in boxing lore. When you don't really pay attention, you know, watch when they don't really mention Lennox Lewis first. He's supposed to be first. Everybody else behind him, right? Last undisputed champion, beat everybody face, plus those two guys that are in front of him, right? And if you say, well, he didn't fight him in the prime, well, Tyson was not trying to fight him in the prime. So Lennox Lewis is also someone who had to go through this, you know? And that's what I'm saying. So when it comes to Deontay Wilder fighting Lewis the Real King Kong Ortiz, Deontay, don't even worry about it. Go in there and handle your business, which is hard enough. And people know it. But this is about agenda. You know, people see what you're doing. And the reason why they don't want you to fight nobody is because they realize that you're dangerous. If you were easy, they would be picking you up to take you to go fight their fighter. But what we're doing is anything possible to not let you get a hold of certain people. That's all that's going to be. And the other reasons, you know, right? BT, BG, right? I told you guys, if anybody knows what I mean by BT, BG, then just holler at me. But that's what Deontay Wilder's going through, and it's just great to see that he knows it. So continue to embrace the hate, and good luck against Ortiz, because that's going to be hard enough. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all. Bam.